guys out there in YouTube land. Yes, it's me, DR, on Monday morning, coming to you with another answers video. And this time I'm answering some questions from Got That Funk. Got That Funk left me a few good questions. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break them up into two parts. So I'm going to do 2 questions today and 2 questions tomorrow for you, Got That Funk. Anyway, I'd just like to say thank you for asking the questions, and let us begin. First question. Who would win out of a fight out of Gandhi and Buddha? Now, I would like to say I am aware that Buddha isn't, the big tubby guy you see in the models and clay and all that type of stuff, like castings and bowls and all. But for the purposes of this question, in my head I keep getting a Street Fighter image of Gandhi as Dalsim and Buddha as E Honda. So you've got Gandhi with the opposable arms and yoga fire, and you've got Buddha with the slap, So that's what I have in my head. That's the image. And I would love actually to ask Ominous Voice to do Street Fighter battles with Street Fighter Classic and see who wins just by letting the computer run each fighter and seeing what happens. But in my head, this is the image I have in my head. This is the fight. So it starts off 2 pensive figures starting off like they're one-on-one, and they're starting off and they come. And then you have on this side you have E Honda. Yeah. And on this side, you have Dalsim, stretchy legs, yoga fire. Now, the thing is, I would think to myself, the big guy's gonna win. E Honda's gonna win this because of those fire slaps. And Dalsim can't jump over the slaps because he's not like Chun-Li or anything. But the key point in here is the slaps don't stop the yoga fire. And the Yoga Fire is like the cheap rate version of the Fireball from Ryu and Ken. So you've got Yoga Fire and Yoga Flame on this side, and that's keeping distance. And the problem is, E Honda isn't as mobile. So Buddha wouldn't be able to, dodge out. I mean, he's not Sammo Hung, so he's not going to be able to dodge out of the way of the Yoga Fire, which means Gandhi wins. There you go. I hope that answers that question. What achievement am I most proud of, and why? Now, I could do the first time I won a prize or caught American football or something, but that to me, I don't know, I see achievements slightly differently, and I maybe this is turning totally off topic and not answering your questions full stop. So I might end up having to do another video to answer the question with an actual kind of winning an Oscar type achievement. But to me, there's a story that really sticks in my head when someone asks about an achievement, so in that respect. And this was during a time that I was running a bar in Hammersmith called Bar 38. Now, when I was there, this gentleman came in, and he was, he seemed alright at the time, and he had a few beers, and then he got really aggressive and angry, and got increasingly drunk, and just really belligerent, really kind of, really obnoxious and just rude, just a rude person. And I was like, deal with this guy, and I was actually really calm and considerate, and and just like, look, dude, chill out, and so on and so forth. And we ended up, me and the guys working here at the time, we ended up getting him into a cab and getting him home at the end of the night. And it was like, God, what guy, that was hard work. Now, the next day came around, and the gentleman came back in, but he came back with his mother and father. And it turned out, he pulled me to one side, and he apologised. He's like, I'm really, really sorry for what happened. And he told me that basically he was a doctor, and he just finished 80 odd hours in a row. Just every time he was trying to go home, there was an emergency that came in, and he just couldn't, there wasn't enough doctors on call, and he ended up having to just do 82 hours of work in a row. And I mean, just, not typing on a keyboard, and I'm not degrading office work, but on his feet, saving people, generally being a good doctor. And it turned out that towards the end of the shift, something had happened, and he'd made a mistake, and he didn't blame tiredness, but you can pretty much blame tiredness for having some factor in it. But he'd caused the death of one of his patients. And then he'd been sent home. So he'd actually caused the loss of life by accident, not his fault, by accident, not intentional, the loss of life of a patient. And this event and the events that happened afterwards really hit something home about trying not to make snap judgments. It's really easy to make snap judgments and to see what you've got and look and say, that's it. Because, that's all we can experience from our five senses and what we see around us. That's it. But even with all that, it's how you deal with those situations. And you can let those situations overtake you and run with and run your emotions, or you can take control a little bit. And I'm not saying this works for all situations, for all people. This is just literally something I'm really proud of. That, I saw what happened, and I saw the person, and I didn't allow that situation to control me. I stayed in control of the situation, and I controlled my actions in there. And as someone whose interactions I really do value a great deal, said, you can't control other people. You can only control your actions, and it's how you react and how you deal with situations that's important. And that to me is always very true and always sits with me, and is quite a valuable thing. And we became quite close, me and the doctor. We lost contact over the years, and I hope one day that we'll bump into each other and meet. But it was one of the things that really stuck with me, and it's one of the things that I'm, as an event, I'm very proud of what happened, because that stuck with me, and that's a lesson that I didn't have to make the mistake to learn. So I hope that answers your question, Got That Funk. Thank you very much. You got another 2, and I'll answer those tomorrow. And if that didn't answer your question, I'll answer it with a trophy one, or one where I've sort of, I don't know, physically been rewarded a prize for achievement. But I hope that does. Anyway, this is DR saying peace out, guys. Have a safe journey wherever you're heading. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.